Hi everyone, blessed be. So I wanted to do a 13 tips for beginner witches, beginner pagans, and this is the video. So if you would like to hear my 13 tips for beginners, or really anyone interested in the witchcraft and pagan practice, then this is the video to watch. So number one, be prepared to do your research. Research is the most important thing to do. Because you can't just follow what one person says or what one person does or one thing you saw on TikTok or Instagram or anything like that. You need to do your research and look at multiple sources. Don't just believe what one person says, because you need to know the hows and the whys as well as what to do. You need to know why it's done that way. Why do you do that? What's it for? Where does it come from? You know, you need to learn more around the subject as opposed to just, oh, I just want to learn a spell. And you know, you need to do lots of research and be prepared to do lots of research. You can watch lots of different videos. There's lots of really good YouTubers out there who have really good in-depth knowledge and are sharing that in-depth knowledge, so it's worth checking those out. There are books you can get. There's The Crooked Path, which is a book. There is, if you're looking more the Wicca side of things, there's it's called Wicca by Eileen Holland. That's a good book to start off with. That gives you a starting point for witchcraft. Books by Scott Cunningham, and multiple sources. Instagram's good. YouTube's really good for research as well. But again, multiple sources, do your research. Tip number 2 is make sure you write stuff down. Just get a little notebook. It could be something online, or it could actually be a little physical notebook. Write down what you're learning. Treat it like you're studying for school. So, you know, make notes on what you're learning. You're not going to remember everything. No one's a robot. So make notes. Write down things that interest you. Write down stuff that you want to research further. Write down spells and rituals you work that you like. And record your learning, because then you can go back and see what you've learned. You can also go back and you've got that like history of your practice, and it's interesting to go back and see how you did things differently in the past. And also, as part of the learning, you can write notes and add bits and take things off, depending on what you learn and how your practice develops over time. So yeah, write everything down. You won't remember all your spells if you don't write it down. Number 3, make sure that you know how to protect yourself. Learn about casting a circle, learn about protecting your energy, learn about protecting your home, the room you're in, learn about all the different things that you need to do to protect yourself. Number 4, make sure that you don't be too hard on yourself if you get stuff wrong. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't understand something straight away. Just take your time, step back, do more research and find out as much as you can. And if you don't understand something, ask other creators questions, do research in books, look up the topic, see what information you can find out to help with your understanding. And if you've got other people you can talk to that you know that practice, or people online that you can message, do that. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no such thing as a silly question. Everyone started at the beginning, and any practitioner worth their salt is willing to answer questions and quite happy to answer questions, no matter how big or how small, to help with your understanding. So don't be hard on yourself if you don't get it. Everyone had to learn somewhere, and everyone got stuck at some point and didn't understand something. So don't worry if you get stuck, it's okay. 5, be prepared to make mistakes. You will make mistakes. Everybody does. It's part of life in the real life, and also in well, I say real life, you know what I mean, like mundane life is what I meant, and in your magical practice, whether you be more the pagan side of things or more the witchcraft side of things, you'll make mistakes, but you need to learn from those mistakes. That's the important part, is accept that you've made a mistake and learn from it, and don't, accept that it's going to be part of your learning. You don't learn anything without making mistakes. If you make no mistakes, you haven't learned anything. So making mistakes is an important part of it. Number 6, don't go out buying loads of stuff. You don't need to buy loads of stuff. You can just use yourself, your intention, and the natural world around you, natural objects that you collected from outside. You can use what you've got in your house. So like a lot of like spells and pouches and things you can make with just herbs that are in your kitchen. But a lot of kitchens have got rosemary, basil, salt, pepper, chili flakes. There's lots of different things that you can use that you've already got. You don't have to buy loads of stuff. And as you learn through your practice, you'll learn what you actually need and what you don't need. And once you've got to a stage where you've been practicing for a while and you know what you actually need, then that's when it's time to go and buy something or collect something or get something. And tip, if you do want to buy some stuff to go on your altar space or whatever, or to use in your practice, thrift stores, charity shops, that's the best place to go. You can get some stuff really cheap. Like I've got a nice cup, which is like it's got like a sort of, it's a glass cup with a rainbow effect on it, and I use that for spell work when I do it in a cup, and that was from the charity shop for £1. So if you do need to buy stuff, over time you'll learn what you actually need, because you'll be constantly thinking, oh, if only I had that. Then that's when it's time to go and buy something. Other than that, don't buy anything. Start off with basic stuff. You can use jewellery and different items, natural objects, found objects, all sorts of things, without having to buy loads of stuff. Number 7, don't worry about what your craft looks like to others or how others will perceive it. This is your personal practice. Do what you feel is right and what makes you feel happy and safe and secure. Do what gives you that feedback, that feeling that you're looking for. If you're looking for to contact, to be more in contact with your spirituality and stuff, that's what you work on. It's a very personal process. You don't have to worry about what it looks like. You could be outside drawing in mud and holding sticks and rocks. It doesn't matter what it looks like to anyone else, as long as it's meaningful to you and makes you happy. That's all that matters. Number 8, don't rush into anything. Do your research first. Take your time. Take it nice and steady. This is something that is going to take a long time, and it's a practice. It's something that you do over a long period of time. It's not something where you can just jump right in, do all these spells and rituals and expect everything to work and everything to be amazing and all the groundwork. You've got to do the groundwork first. Don't rush into things. It was about I don't know if it was about 6 months to a year before I actually did my first spell, as it were. You don't just jump into casting random spells and doing stuff without doing your research and finding out first about it, why this spell or ritual is done, and the hows. Learn first. Number 9, you don't have to have an altar. There are a lot of practitioners that do choose to have an altar space. I do. I've got 3, but that's because that's me. That's what I like. I like decorating my space. I like as part of my creativity, I like setting up these altars, and I like having them different areas that I can worship different deities. It's just that's part of my practice, but you don't have to have an altar. You don't have to have anything at all. But if you want an altar, it could be as simple as just a candle that you light every time you give offerings or do prayers for your deity of choice. And, you know, or it could be as simple as a little tea light candle that you light. You know, it can be very, very basic, and it can be as simple as giving offerings to nature and giving thanks to the world. Number 10, you don't have to worship deities to perform witchcraft or to learn about paganism. You can just learn about it. You don't have to, and you can practice witchcraft without involving any deities whatsoever. You don't have to pray. You don't have to do devotional stuff. You don't have to do offerings to deities and ask deities for help in your spell work. You can do it very sort of secular and just use your own energies and the world around you. You don't have to have any deities involved if you don't feel comfortable with that. Number 11, keep an open mind. You're going to learn some stuff where you think, whoa, that's crazy and that's really weird or that's scary, but keep an open mind. Find out more about it. Do your research and take your time with it. If you don't feel comfortable about something, leave it. That's fine. You could come back to it later when you feel a bit more confident. But keep an open mind. You're going to learn some crazy stuff, and it's okay to learn the crazy stuff. But also bear in mind that there are people out there who are just trying to make money and who will just regurgitate some random thing that they saw, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But keep your mind open and be prepared to experience stuff. Be prepared to learn stuff that seemed a bit out there, a bit wacky. Get out your comfort zone, basically. Number 12, intention is the key. You could do all these spells and rituals and put all these herbs together, but if you've got no intention set for it and no purpose behind it, it's not going to work. You can't just chuck some herbs together and go, oh, there you go, I've made this spell for this or this spell for that. You need to put your intention behind it. So learn about how to set your intention, how to put your intention into your spell work, and mean it. When you cast a spell or you're making like a charm bag or a charm pouch or something, mean it. Give it your intention. Set your intention. Let the universe know what it is you want to gain from this, what you need from this ritual or spell work that you're doing. Without intention, it's all meaningless, and it's just playing recipes and mixing stuff together like you did as a kid outside in the garden. Number 13, which I think is the most important thing, is keep yourself safe, keep yourself happy, and don't let this practice get toxic or become burdensome, or don't let it over consume you so you can't feel or think anything else, or so you don't get burnt out. Remember that work-life balance. Not everyone practices every day. You'll see these people online, you think, oh, they must do spell work and ritual every day. No, they don't. Everyone's got a life. You've got a life, you've got family, you've got friends, work commitments. Witchcraft is not the be-all and end-all. It is a part of your life and can be a blessing in your life and something to enhance your life, but it's not the entire thing to live for, and it's not the whole purpose of your being. So get that balance and make sure you keep a healthy balance in your practice, and also do what makes you happy. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know, I'm feeling like this is a bit much, just take a step back. Just leave it for a bit. Come back to it when you feel comfortable. I've done that before now. When I first started practicing, for the first year I was learning loads of stuff. Then I felt a bit overwhelmed and I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave it. I'm like, no, back off. So I backed off for a month or two. Was it a month or two? About a month. I think it was about a month. I just backed off, didn't do anything for about a month or so. I can't remember exactly how much. And then slowly brought myself back into it. So what you can do as well is, so you don't get overwhelmed, because you're thinking, oh, there's divination, there's tarot cards, there's oracle cards, there's pendulum work, there's altars, there's deities, there's loads of information, and it can be overwhelming. So what you can do is find out about one thing at a time. So one of the first things I found out about, I was like, okay, what are oracle cards? So my first bit of research was, what are oracle cards? What do they mean? How to read with them? And I just followed that little tangent. And then my next one was like, okay, how do I make charm bags and pouches? So I researched that. Just do it one at a time and go with the flow. Be quite intuitive with it. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm interested in doing A, just research and focus on doing A. If you think, oh, well, I'm interested in A, B, C and D, but I really want to do C, focus on whatever C is. Yeah, you know, so it might be, oh, I want to learn about scrying. I want to learn about deities. And pick a deity. Don't think, oh, I just want to research deities. It's like, do you want to research the Celtic deities? Do you want to research the Norse deities? Do you want to find out about deities and spirits in your local area, which is a very important place to start, and a great place to start. But just research one thing at a time, and over time you will gain that bank of knowledge, and you'll start to learn what you're interested in, what you're not interested in, and gradually it will flow, and you'll start to follow your craft, your path, and will feel a lot happier for it. So just make sure you stay happy, stay safe, and don't let yourself get burnt out. Just take your time. It's a practice. You'll be learning this for the rest of your life. It's not going to be something you learn in a year. You will always be learning new bits and gaining more in-depth knowledge. So yeah, that's it. That's my 13 tips for beginner witches and pagans, and I hope you found it useful. I hope it gave you some ideas to think about, and let me know if you thought of anything that you think I missed, and any questions you want to ask me in the comments below, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Blessed be. Bye for now.